Hello, this is Haku and today we are going to be reading some very interesting horror stories from a subreddit called Rules Horror. It's very interesting and it's kind of my favorite kind of horror story because it has a thing to structure the entire story around, which is the basis of rules. And there's always a list of rules in these stories. If you like this video, please leave a like on the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get right into this. And by the way, for each and every story, I'm just going to open in the post in a new tab so we don't have to wait on it to reload the main page over and over. We're starting out with some school rules. School rules. School code of conduct for new students. This is homework diary page 1. 1. Enter the school quietly. Try not to make too much noise when putting down your bag or meeting a friend. We hate noise here. 2. You must put your bag outside your register class every morning. Bags will be put in alphabetical order. For example, if your name is number 8 on the class list, and you place your bag under the 8th numeral by your gender. If number 1 is male and number 2 is female, number 1 will be placed by the male side or lineup, and number 2 will be placed on the female side. What the non-binary side? 3. Always keep your bag neat and tidy. 4. We prefer it if you stay in the quad, opposed to inside in the mornings. You may sit by the lockers or in the bathrooms, but make sure you are not alone. 5. If you are alone inside during the morning, afternoon, or even evening, as some is relevant to your site during the evening, make sure to take reality checks every few seconds. 6a. To do a reality check, look at the time on your watch or phone. Look away and look back at the time. If the time is different, exit the building into the quad. B. If the quad is not nearby, go into a nearby classroom. Find the ladders stored in each classroom and exit through the window. Do not look at the clock. Look for the time unless you are in the girls' lavatory, hall, or kitchen. All clocks besides those are untrustworthy when school's hours are over or haven't started. 9. Make sure to be in at least one extramural. I think that's supposed to be extracurricular. If you have no interest in any despite the large variety, you may need to join detention. 10a. This rule excuses if you are able to leave every day before 3:30 p.m. Otherwise, you must be in one extramural, as we do not like students hanging around doing nothing. 11b. If you are caught after your school hours, outside of an extramural or detention past 3:30 p.m. and you do not have any later extramurals you are waiting for, you must go to the hall. No student leaves the hall for 24 hours after the first visit. And no one is willing to talk about what goes on in there. Not even me. 12. If you sit alone at lunch, feel free to chat with one of the teachers. I would recommend me, your second language teacher, or math teacher, or your English teacher. They are the sweetest and love it when students sit with them at lunch. 13. Do not trust any of the GSS students, government sent students. Students. Okay, they report everything said and done to the government, so I suggest staying away from them. Be polite if they talk to you, but briskly end the conversation. 14. Take no less than 2 minutes to find your book and take it out, which is why I wrote it in Rule 3 to keep your bag neat and tidy. I suggest color coding your books according to each subject. Our teachers don't mind you taking long to do something, but they do. 15. Do not ask who They are. All you need to know is that you need to be brisk with changing classes, schoolwork, and presentations. 16. Keep your grades high. If they drop below 40%, you may need to go to the hall if I see fit. 17. If you begin to feel drowsy or sleepy in class, tell your teacher. If they give you permission, you may put your head down, resting on your arms. Do not fall asleep. Just rest. 18. Participate in class. They like it, but don't make your answer too complicated. 19. Our school has a uniform. Girls, black blazer with dark red cuffs and lining with a school badge, white button-up shirt with short sleeves, black and red pleated high-waisted skirt, black bar or lace-up shoes, gray knee-high socks. Hijabs are allowed, but they must be black or red. Black stockings may be worn. Winter, school blazer, long sleeve, white button-up shirt, gray pants or gray skirt. Black stockings or gray thigh-high socks to be worn with skirt. Gray socks to be worn with pants. Hijabs are allowed, but they must be gray, black, or red. Hair. Hair must always be clean and neat. Long hair below the shoulders, must be put up. No improper hairstyles, such as dreadlocks, ombre braids, mullets, jellyfish cuts may be worn. Hijabs must have a cap of the same color underneath them. They may be worn in any style. Hmm. Boys, school blazer or white button-up shirt with short sleeves, either gray or black short or long pants. Gray socks with red stripes will see worn with shorts. Plain red, black, or gray socks may be worn with long pants. Black lace-up shoes. The winter uniform is the same. Boys may wear shorts in the winter if they want to, but pairs of trousers will be given to those who don't have any. Hair must be neat and clean. Fades are allowed, but there must not be any difference between the side of the hair and the top. Long hair are allowed, but must be tied up. No strange hairstyles may be worn. Please follow all the dress code rules. If you don't, you may need to go to the hall. 16. Never leave the experimental hall on the second floor. That is for grade 12s. Oh wait, never enter, sorry. 16A. If you are a grade 12, only enter that room when your teacher tells you to. I read through the rules, scoffing. Little did I know the horrors awaiting me through those wooden double doors. Hmm. Just like usual, school rules are enforcing gender and dress code, and of course, the dress code does not apply for non-binary people because people who make these rules do not ever hang on. That's interesting. This seems to be a part one. Right. Yellow Springs Express, the best train ride of your life. You seem to have taken the last train from work just as the clock turned 12, marking the start of the next day. However, it's a nationwide holiday, so you don't have to return to work for the night shift today. Right, it's Hungry Ghost Festival, but you pay no mind to it. It's nothing more than stories of a bygone age, right? You suddenly feel rather sleepy. It's exhaustion from your job kicking in. As the urge to sleep only grows stronger, you decide to sleep. Your stop is the last one anyway, and there seems to be no one in the train besides it's you, so why not? Suddenly, you are jolted awake as the train shakes vigorously. The train looks slightly different, only older and more grotesque. I see beside there was a piece of paper written in blood red ink. The bold words read, Yellow Springs Express Rule Guide. Welcome aboard the Yellow Springs Express. This is a new train built for your convenience. However, there are a few rules to follow for the best train ride of your life. If you do not, there will be unforeseen consequences. Some rules may seem weird to you if you are not used to them, but they are essential for the experience of the ride. Aside from that, the rules will be listed below. Make sure to read them carefully. 1. Make sure to buy a ticket from the train station to give to the ticket collector. The ticket collector is wearing a navy blue suit and hat. If he finds out you do not have a ticket after you board the train, he will make you pay for it by ripping your nails off. 2. When looking for your seat, do not go into a train card which has a red number. All card numbers are black. Red card numbers mean that it has been occupied by others. Do not intrude. 3. There may be announcements. That's why you are on express. Be sure to remain seated and respect the one speaking. 3A. If the announcement starts with a cough, it is safe to listen. 3B. If the announcement starts with long static, laughter, or the voice morphs, do not listen. They are trying to steal your mind. Cover your ears and distract yourself by praying. The more you pay attention, the more they will take control of your mind. 4. You are not meant to be here. 5. After announcements, you may explore the train at your leisure. It is advised to bring along a weapon. You may encounter the following. 5A. The homeless man. He may ask you for some change. If you give to him, he will leave you alone and do one favor. If ignored, he may turn aggressive. There is always loose change around on some seats. 5B. The twin girls. Ilya and Bella. The one with the yellow dress is Ilya, and the one with the blue dress is Bella. They both love playing games with visitors. Do not ignore them. If you know the first invitation of hide and seek, pray to King Yaman that they will spare your soul. 5C. The man with the red hat. If you have the misfortune of meeting him, you must end your life right there. He will make you experience something worse than death. He will only go to those who have committed major sins. 5D. The man with the blue hat. He is a ticket collector. He may invite you to tea or play a round of chess. You can trust him. If you treat him incredibly well, he will protect you from dangers if he is close by. 5E. If someone claiming to be the messenger appears in front of you, run. We do not have a messenger. 6. Do not accept food from spirits you may encounter. They are not for you. Simply reply with, I am the wrong person. Please give it to the one you keep dear. Failing to do so will make all the spirits in the train cart angry at you. You don't want that to happen. 7. Something is chasing you. 8. If the wall starts bleeding and eyes start to appear, look down on the floor and make your way to the next cart. Ignore the screams. Do not acknowledge them. 9. The windows of the train may change color. Usually they are covered in talismans. However, talismans may not always be there. Your actions on the train may dictate the color. 9A. If the color outside is black, the void is here. Do not look outside any further. You will be driven mad. 9B. If the color outside is white, King Gama's protection is upon you. 10. Lastly, enjoy your ride until your stop comes. 11. There is no end. Fight and escape. Look at this, your instinct as a human being was acting up. There was a predator and you weren't it. The shaking of the train only worsened. Yellow Springs Express. An escape? So yeah, King Yama will now be King Yan. Oh, I made a translation error. After reading the note, you knew what you were experiencing was very real, and the severity of it was settling in. How the hell were you supposed to get out of this situation? The guide didn't say anything about escaping. What the hell is the final destination? Some of the text was just written weirdly, as under cover of a guise. You could make out the majority of it. You are not meant to be here? Just as you said that, you heard a loud banging on the door as if something bigger than the door was trying to fit through. You instinctively hid behind one of the seats, sitting on the floor and holding your breath. It broke through. There was a sound of glass and metal breaking, but soon it became very, very silent. Too silent. It gave you goosebumps, and the sound of your heartbeat had never been louder. Something was here, and it was here for you. It slowly passed by each seat. The closer it got, the louder your heart got. When it got to your seat, it simply went past you like all the other seats. You were holding your breath and dared not to gaze up. However, the entity soon disappeared. It must have given up for now. The fear of nearly losing your life I've still hasn't dissipated, so you stay on the ground for a bit. Just as you are looking around, you find another scroll under the seat near you. You have no idea how you didn't notice it, but with everything that has happened, you pick up the scroll and decide to read it. This time it was written in black ink. Survival guide on the train to hell. If this scroll has somehow made its way to you, you are not meant to be here. You are alive and meant for the world of the living. I must apologize. The precaution measure that I and yet other sorcerers has added has failed. This guide is the only thing that can ensure your soul does not wrongfully be first past the gates of hell in front of King Yan. There is no mercy. Currently, you are in limbo, where the ghosts from the world are heading to the gates of hell for judgment. You must read the rules carefully and do not fully trust the red set of rules. That has been placed by the conductor, which is only for lost souls. Forgive him, he is a little senile. However, any rules that involve a being of higher power will not be changed. One, give your ticket to the train collector, but do not converse with him. Words in this dimension are imprinted upon, meaning words have a certain type of power. Do not try to gain his trust. He takes pleasure in betraying people. Stay neutral with him. Getting on his bad side won't do you any good either. 2. Rule 2 has no changes. 3. Rule 3 has no changes. 4. After announcements, you can explore the train carefully. You may encounter the following. 4A. The homeless man. He may ask you for change. If you give it to him, he will leave you alone and do one favor for you. Aside from train and try to be kind to him. You may talk to him. This will make him happy, and you will get a red protective charm from him. For B, the twin girls, Ilya and Bella. The one with the yellow dress is Ilya, and the one with the blue dress is Bella. They both love playing games with visitors, but they are incredibly difficult to defeat in games. Do not try to play a game with losers will automatically have their souls taken. Instead, give both of them candy or sweets. They will give you a talisman with red ink. This will be difficult as candy is often with spirits. More details in Rule 5. For C, the man with the red hat. Do not end your life in meeting him. He is a guardian of reason. If you can convince him, you may be able to get his help in escaping. More details on this in Rule 6. For D, the man with the blue hat. If he approaches you after collecting your ticket, that means he has an ulterior motive. Do not trust him. For E, trust the messenger. She will be the only one who can act as a guide on the train. However, Getting her attention will be difficult. More on this in Rule 7. 5. You can accept food from spirits who shine blue and are not dull. The blue light means they have lived without obtaining any major sins. You may also talk to them if you wish. They may give you hints. However, they may have requests for you if you take food from them. 6. The man with the red hat or the red hatter appears in front of those who have committed major sins, but also those who help spirits on the train. Helping many blue spirits will increase your chances of running into him. However, the moment you meet him, he will not know you are not from this realm. Convince him somehow why he should help you. Otherwise, pray to King Yan. 7. The messenger is a spirit who has been chosen by the train. She can take you between realms, and she cannot go against the conductor of the train. To contact her, you will need a red charm, a red inked talisman, and finally a red phone. I have no advice on how you may be able to access the red phone. It is a being which lays dormant most of the time. 8. Rule 8 remains the same. 9. Rule 9 remains the same. 10. Lastly, you will never be safe. Hunters are chasing after you. Beings who want to bind you to the train and have been punishing roam the train for eternity. They are hungry for fresh souls, ones that have not departed yet. If they get a hold of your soul, there is no idea what will happen. 11. Good luck. You'll need it. Taking into account where you were and the faint scent of salt in the air, you could only guess what both these papers were detailing was true. Making sure your ritual trade ticket is in your pocket, you get off the floor and take a seat. Then the speaker makes an announcement, starting with a deep and unsettling laughter. Oh dear. Maybe I should stop with the. Oh dear. Of course I would do that. Okay. Let's try that again. There we go. I forgot that horror stories like this can actually be pretty long, so I think this will have to be the last one for today. We're already 22 minutes in. Restricted area guidelines. Attention! Read the following instructions quickly and with attention. Failure to properly follow the guidelines laid out here or to not have finished its guide within the next 8 minutes will result in the unforeseeable but lethal consequences. Do not close this guideline until you're done reading, and do not look away for any periods of time whilst reading it. Esteemed reader, if you have stumbled upon this guide and are reading it now, it means you've accidentally stumbled into a restricted area and have alerted subjects of unknown origin. The effects of this action will not have been noted by you so far, but they have been happening in the background and you will notice them now. The fact that you're reading this guide means that entities of unknown origin are aware of your existence and seek to reach your current position. You are not to let this happen. The following steps are vital to protect your life and those of relatives. 1. Regardless of the time and when you have entered the restricted area, and if you have left the restricted area, the effects of stumbling into what you shouldn't and will manifest themselves at midnight. The beginning of your window to survive your assailants begins at the time at this time and ends at 3:35. This is the only time of the day since the moment when you've wandered into a restricted area where the threats will manifest themselves and your only chance to save your life before it's over. Be at your home during this window. If this isn't possible, refer to Rule 8. 2. While reading the sky, look around your surroundings, but never for more than 5 seconds at a time. Your perception of the space around you will be the most reliable way to survive. Anomalies may present themselves when the aforementioned entities distort reality around them. Shadows in places where there shouldn't be, extreme cold or heat, blurred vision, and dark spots on the walls and floors are signals that a threat is nearby. Remain vigilant at all times, and the anomalies will eventually disappear. Fail to identify them in time, and you will be taken. 3. As you remain wary of your surroundings, you will need to perform a series of actions in order to ensure your safety during and after this window. The first action is to turn off all lights and electronic devices. This may impair your ability to see and identify threats, but it will allow you to remain hidden from your assailants. Keep noise to a minimum and only move and breathe when absolutely necessary. Panicking or losing your calm at any moment will only result in you being taken. 4. Once you are confident in your ability to identify anomalies, head to your nearest bathroom. Noise will give you away, so only move a few steps at a time. Furthermore, your assailants, although not directly visible at the time, will make a variety of unsettling and undescribable noises. Use this as a cue to move or stay still. Move when your environment is silent, and stay still when you hear any unnatural sound. Hearing them too close should be taken as a sign that you are about to be taken. Refer to Rule 8. 5. If you successfully reach your bathtub, take off all of your clothes and fill the bathtub with cold water. The assailants will be inevitably drawn to the noise, but if you're able to effectively identify the affirmation anomalies, they will assume it was the background noise and lose interest. When the bathtub is full, submerge yourself in it. It is necessary to lower your body temperature to 35 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit to survive from this point onwards. Wait. Oh, that is lower than usual. Beware that this body temperature is close to hypothermia and it will be difficult to keep the spatial awareness necessary for survival. Remain vigilant and calm to the best of your ability. If you have accomplished this step by 1:50 a.m., refer to Rule 8. 6. Around 2:10 a.m., you'll receive a phone call. Your phone will be off if you're following the instructions, and therefore edit this part, but you will receive it anyway. Answer the call as fast as humanly possible to not draw the assailant to your location with the ringtone. The line on the other end will be quiet. You have to wait 5 seconds and then speak the following into the call. Husky. Endgame. London Bridge. Pedestal. If you've successfully spoken the code words, the call will end by itself and pertinent actions will be taken to contain the threat should you succeed. If it doesn't, refer to Rule 8. 7. This is the last step in the chain of events necessary for your survival. It is also the hardest, but it will be what determines the life or death for you. With your body temperature lowered, you'll have a higher chance to fool the assailants into doubting whether you're actually alive or not. In order to further this deception you're now to ignore the anomalies around you and let them become more obvious. Ignore them until you experience auditory and visual hallucinations. You're warned that what you will hear and see will be extremely distressing and escape your comprehension at times. You must not break and remain calm. Ignore the inevitable sense of dread and panic you'll feel as they examine you. Continue like this until the deadline comes. If you have succeeded, your psychological distress will end. If this isn't a case, try to do your utmost to accomplish what's outlined in Rule 8. Be warned, it might be already too late for even this scenario. 8. In a likely scenario, or even the slightest mistake, omission, or deviation from this guideline has been made, your life is now considered unsalvageable. It is therefore ordered that you perform actions that will help to contain the threat after you are taken. Your body will be used as a Trojan horse used by assailants to spread and take those in your immediate vicinity. Therefore, you must destroy it. Severe and catastrophic damage to your body is the only way to immediately to evidence the fact that you will no longer be alive and alert those close to you of the danger. Use anything and everything close to you to perform grievous wounds on yourself, particularly in disfiguring your face. Make the damage as obviously lethal as possible so anyone who captures you after you're taken is instantly alerted. Remember that, should you fail at this, everyone you have ever known will be taken and suffer your fate. End of the guideline. Follow directives as instructed. That was a bit of rules horror. If you liked this video, please do like on the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. I have no clue what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Probably talking about something. Anyway, until then, goodbye!